Okay, the first step is to, you always have to put a piece of tape around the end of the rope here to keep it from fraying out. And then you measure the length of the rope you need, including the loop part. And so then you get your rope like this, and then over here you get a piece of tape and put around the end of the rope to keep it from fraying. And then you put a second piece, because you're going to cut it, to keep that end from fraying. And you cut it. And you can drop that, put that aside for the next length. So now I got my rope, and then what I did here was I take the markware with a pin, kind of measure how much of the loop I want, and I mark that into the rope there. And then I do the same thing on the other end, how much of the loop's going to be, because this is the total length I want, roughly, end to loop to end to loop. The loop's going to stick out this much on both ends, so I put a mark there. And then you have to cut two pieces of string. The first piece of the string is going to be the loop, and this loop, this piece of string is 10 inches. It's 10 inches long. And then the second piece of string is going to be what I use to make the coil. And then that piece of rope is 34 inches long. And I think this is 1/4 inch nylon yarn. And I think this is 1/2 inch cotton tan rope, colors to match. All right, so the first step is get your loop, and then we're going to put the loop through one of these 3 doohickeys here. And then you want the loop to come out about where that black mark is, and then be the length to the end of the rope there. So then, we take another piece of tape. By the way, it says Gorilla Tape. And then to secure this loop, you put a piece of Gorilla Tape. Like that. Then the tricky part is making up this, getting set up to do this wrap. So I just put a cross here, put it on the back side, and then this piece here is going to go down the rope like that, and that's eventually going to be pulled up to, you'll see at the end. And then the other one you want to lay down like that, because we're going to put the wrap over that to secure it. And then we begin our, let's see, that's going to be, let me try that again. It's a little bit tricky. So the side that's we're gonna, the side that we're actually gonna do the looping with, that's the end of the rope that has to go down. And can be a little frustrating. And we just do it very tight. The reason it's got to be so long is because you got to get this over the top there, but you got to put enough coils on here to cover up the black tape. And then once you get enough coils on there, really tight, you got to make sure your loop comes out the bottom there. Then you just pull this guy here, and that secures it. And then cut off that guy. Trim those guys. Trim that guy. And then right where the black mark is, basically we cut this off. Then I just kind of trim this up. Tidy it up. And then kind of yank it to the middle there. And then we got our loop with the little coil to hold it all down.